And indeed, our Dubai correspondent, Maiwa Digoke, joins us right now. Hi, Maiwa. It must be some news for people in the UAE that after about 188 days, it's finally off UK's red list as the Emirates turn amber. What does it mean for passengers? How are they reacting there?
It's good to see you, Millicent. Now, to answer the question, the reaction, it's one of huge relief, I tell you, because previously what we saw was that people had to go through other countries to get to the UAE or to get to the UK. So it was a really difficult situation. But now with this, change, it's a huge relief. People can travel back home to see their families. It will also be a boost for tourism. Now, with regards to the vaccination, because the UK doesn't recognize certain vaccinations like Sinopharm, for instance, and a lot of people did get Sinopharm here. So what does that mean for people who have been vaccinated with the Sinopharm? What it means as we speak is that they would need to isolate perhaps in a hotel or, with their friends or family when they do get to the UK for about 10 days. That's what we see may likely happen because it's not clear cut what would happen since Sinopharm is not yet recognized, so to speak, by the UK government. But definitely, it's a huge relief.
Let's talk about the resultant effect of the vaccination, which has been progressing really fast in the UAE. How is that affecting the virus curve in the country?
So in the UAE, we've been around the 1,500 cases per day, and it's sort of steady at that point right now. But when you look at how many people are getting vaccinated, you'd see that, for instance, over 71% of the entire population, actually 71.48% of the entire population have been vaccinated. You've got 16.9 million doses already administered. And so you'd see that these numbers are actually quite encouraging. In the country itself, people are relaxed, they feel safe. So, and then you have to also consider the fact that the country is open, tourists are coming in. So at this point, I'd say it's a bit steady, but of course, we would definitely love to get back to that point where we were seeing, double digits in numbers per day. How soon we would get there, that's what we're yet to find out.
And Maiwa, in your report, you also said that Abu Dhabi Emirates has said children can now be inoculated. How do parents feel about this?
We would also find out how well they take to this because it's a new development. For instance, the lady you saw in the report who's a parent here, she's already told you she's not traveling. She feels safe already here. She might not take it for her kids just yet. But there are other parents who need to travel and they will need to travel with their kids. So I think on a case-by-case basis, parents would need to consider and say, do I want my kids to have this vaccination at this point? But on the whole, what I can say is there's a high level of trust for the government. Same way we saw for the adult vaccination, people did trust the government and they said, you know what, if the government says this is fine, then we trust our government to watch out for us. And I suspect that this would play out again in this point. But then again, each parent will need to decide at the end of the day what they want for their children.
True. And finally, Maiwa, the Expo 2020 Dubai appears it's still going to happen. I mean, how are they planning to navigate a lot of people coming in and then, of course, the pandemic?
Organizers have announced that there would be two versions of it. There'll be the in-person for people who want to visit. There will also be the virtual version of the Expo. So for people who maybe are not here or you're here and you don't want to be, on ground, you can log on online and be a part of the entire event. We're still yet to find out the entire scope of how they want to go about it. But I've been to the Expo site myself. And from reports we've heard, we know that there would be so many measures put in place. Cameras, your hand sanitizers, all of that stuff would definitely be put in place. We await more details on how they wish to play this out, especially when you think of the Olympics and how that's going, especially with people not being there. It'll be interesting to see how they pull this one off. But if there's anything we know about the Dubai government, they always try to go hard and take it to the next level. So let's see what they come up with.
Right, many thanks. It's always good to see you, Maiwa Diguke, our Dubai correspondent. Thanks again.